Got it. Sorry. Good evening. Welcome to the Crimson Lotus Tea live stream. Sorry about that little interruption in the middle there. Frog in my throat. Yeah, let's brew some tea. And it's always tea o'clock. What's going on? Jared, Miggity Mac, you guys still here? You still in the in the YouTube? Yeah, streaming on YouTube, streaming on Instagram, doing it at the same time. I think I maybe got my camera here a little bit bumped, messed up. Let me move that back. Oh, no, can't do that. It'll be good. Just cut off my head a little bit. It's all right. We're gonna see a bunch of stuff down here. Yeah, we're gonna be brewing in some little guys today. Brewing good stuff too. So take a look at that. Look at those. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that little cutie. 40 ml. How tiny is that? It's tiny. It's perfect. Perfect for like a small little single session. Just another tea blog. What's going on? Or just in other tea blog. And yeah, so with our 1 to 15 ratio for brewing with Gong Fu style, we use 2.66 grams of leaf in this. 2.66 grams of leaf. And it's actually not even going to fit in there, which is kind of funny. Let me show you what we're going to do. So I've got a nice little section of material here. This is from Nanoshan. Nanoshan Old Tree material. We measure out exactly 2.66 grams. See what that actually looks like. It's hardly anything. It's actually really hard to get it all into the teapot, so I'll probably actually start it with a gaiwan and then get it into the teapot. 2.42, 2.66 exactly. I'm good. I'm professional. Put it on this. Make it look really pretty. There we go. That's it. That's all we're using. Look at that. 2.66 grams of leaf. What's going on, Gemma? We're doing a live tea tasting here.
Gemma, come here.
We got some curious kids poking their noses in, wanting to see what Dad's doing. It's all right. It's almost their bedtime. What are you guys drinking? Who's drinking something good tonight? Nice, really nice little set of leaves here. So yeah, little tiny teapot. We picked up a decent amount of teapots, the Yixing teapots, the first year that we were in Kunming, the first year that we went to China. After that, we definitely started focusing on get that set up. We started focusing more on Zhenchui because we didn't have a lot of time to spend actually in Yixing. But we bought a number of teapots from a collector from a Taiwanese collector that was living in Kunming, and so a handful of teapots, things that we thought, things that we liked, designs that we liked, teapots that we thought were interesting, and then we never really sold them on the site, but we've sold them at like tea tastings, and we sold them at the tea festival, and we actually had most of them at Phoenix Tea down in Brewing, but now that they've closed, we took back our little collection of interesting Yixing teapots, and we'll probably be putting them on the site. And I thought it would be really fun to sit down and have sessions with each of them as I start to get them seasoned for you, get the seasoning started. So this little teapot is actually for sale, and it's a really cute one. If you are interested in it, we'll be selling this one for $150. And if you're curious about it, just send me a message, and first person that wants it can get it. Otherwise, I'm gonna take some pictures of it and put it onto the site. Calvin Nick says, "Yo, how's it going? Brewing up some fu cha. Just cracked open a 1 kilo brick. A 1 kilo brick. Like, so this is like your first session with the 1 kilo brick. I do have a little music going on in the background. If it's too loud for anybody, let me know. Otherwise, I kind of like it. I dig it. But let's take a closer look at this pot. I'll show it to both the different cameras. So it's a gorgeous, like tiny little spout, and really super delicately made. really tall tang, and it's got 7. If you can see that, seven holes in the filter. You probably can't with the light and stuff. 7-hole filter, and relatively thin wall. This is a red clay, just your typical Zini, Zini. Nice clay. Thinner walled, probably. How much did I say? 150. And these guys, probably because of the really thin wall, probably better suited for maybe like a little bit more of a delicate tea, something like well, I'm going to be starting it off with shung tonight, but anything in the, like a green tea or some lighter oolongs and stuff would probably be really good in there. Listen to that. You hear that? You probably hear it different on the different cameras. Really nice, really high pitched sound. This is another one that I picked up at the same time. This one is one from our personal collection that I've spent a lot of time brewing with, and I really like this little guy. But I haven't brewed with this one in a while. Also has a really nice, high fired sound. It's gorgeous. But yeah, let's brew a session with this. Nice thing about a 40 ml teapot is you can brew like a couple sessions right after, back to back, and you're not actually even really drinking that much tea. Excuse me. Yeah, if you guys, I know some of you know about the Tea Ambassadors program that we started. We just had a Tea Ambassadors meeting tonight. And if you're interested in becoming a tea ambassador, ambassador of fine teas, Chinese teas, Gong Fu style, send me an email, crimsonlotustea@gmail.com, put tea ambassadors in the subject. And we've been working with Farmer Leaf and Nanoshan and Ewo Mountain, Essence of Tea, some others, and just trying to promote Gong Fu culture in the West. There we go. It's a tiny spout. It's a tiny guy, so it doesn't have like the fastest pour, but it works out pretty quick. Look at that. You brew yourself up exactly one silver cup's worth. That's such a tiny little thing. I don't even know where to set it. Actually, I might not need to use the Gaiwan. I can just be really careful, cautious with how I put the stuff in here. And that's kind of some of the fun of it. A little pot like this, getting to sit there, take your time with it. Some of the bigger leaves you might have to leave sticking out, so usually you try and pack it full with the tiny leaves on the bottom, little curved ones. Get those down on the bottom. But hey, there's no shame in starting the session in a Gaiwan and then switching it over when the leaves are wet. No shame at all. So who else brews in little tiny teapots like this? We've sold a handful of them in the past. I don't think I've ever sold anything as small as 40 ml though. 40 ml is pretty tiny, but we've sold some in the 50 and the 60 ml range. It's fun. It's fun for single sessions. You'd be hard pressed to do a group Gong Fu with a little guy like this though. Just wouldn't work. But if it's just you at home, you got a bunch of high quality tea, and you don't want to sit there thinking like you're drinking like 10 grams of it at a time, making like liters and liters of tea in a teapot. Get a little guy like this. Pretty cool. Horatio, your smallest is a 70 ml. Yeah, the thing is, like 70 ml is actually a really small teapot. I'm not very good at packing this. This is why usually I like a really big open mouth teapot. But there's an art to packing packing the minis. You can get there. You just go small to big. Then at the very end, you got a bunch of stuff kind of sticking out of the top. Yeah, my average teapot is like 120 to 150. That's like the average size that I run with. But usually we're doing more bigger sessions and stuff like this. It's nice to have a small pot. You can just kind of do, you can just take out all the buds, make a nice little session just with that. Here we go. We're almost there. We're almost there, guys. Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to, let me know what you're brewing tonight. I think only one person got back to me. Jake Knapp, what's going on? Jake Knapp says it's like packing a pipe. It's exactly like packing a pipe. There we go. Oh, I don't want to drop it all. Jake, what are you drinking tonight, buddy? The Rat of Tea Time joined. It's an ominous name. What's up, T-Rat? There we go. A couple of these big ones aren't going to really fit in there. Running out of room. We'll get it. We'll get it. It's always fun to take a cool picture of it when it's like super packed full. It's great for little Instagram shots. My teapot runneth over. Sorry about my throat, guys. Getting over a little crap from this weekend. It's probably the Omicron. Shouldn't say that. It's horrible. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that little cutie. Packed full. Nice. Oh, it's cool. The different the cameras actually make it look look a little different color. This one here on the Instagram and the YouTube camera is like much richer red, and here it actually comes out a little bit more orange in the Instagram camera. It's stuffed. Get stuffed, Neldon. Get stuffed. There we go. Look at this. Just delicately. I'm gonna go a little slow so it kind of like gets some of that heat into the leaves, and then I'll try and push it down before it really starts steeping them up. There we go. It's tricky. One of those leaves that are sticking up out of the top, and work them in. There we go. We'll get it. 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 So close. It's a labor of love. There we go. Pretty close. I'm just going to go right into this teacup. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. And I think I'll actually be brewing it in the silver, but I will actually be let's see if that actually works. No, it actually, oh, it does. It does actually just delicately balance in there. That's actually perfect. There you go. Maybe I can just drain it out like that. Because it's nice to not only get the tea oils on the inside and start seasoning it from the inside. Yixing seasons a lot quicker than than Genshui, and I think it's actually more important than Genshui. Genshui is a little bit more of a denser clay, so it doesn't have to you don't have to stress out about it as much. And you know, I'm just going to put 1 or 2 sessions in this before we sell it. Just kind of something to get it started. So people know it has like a nice track record of good tea in there. So pour a little bit over the top to start getting that external polish going on. Jake Knapp was sipping on some aged loose leaf shoeing, but about to get into some show. Got some 2009 Bulong Imperial grade with you. That's not ours, right? Was ours the 2009 or was it 2008? I can't remember. Rat of Tea Time. We are drinking a old tree material from Nanoshan. And yeah, we're brewing it in this tiny little cutie teapot, which is for sale. I will be posting it on the site. It will be sold for $150. And it's really nice, really finely made, super cutie mini teapot. If you guys didn't get a chance to look at it nice and close. Look at that. So well made. Look at that. It's got a gorgeous, really nice, super clear mini stamp on the bottom, which of course you're not going to be able to even really see or make out in these cameras, but really finely made, very tiny little pot. Probably wouldn't recommend it for a show pour. I think you're going to want something that's a little bit more of a brighter profile. Thanks, Opportunity. Have a good one. Lost in Yunnan. I gave it to my translator/wife, who is in the chat, and I told her, please translate this for everybody because they're going to want to know what it says. But it's a lot of really old characters and it's really tiny. You did not fail them. It's a work in progress. Nice, gotcha. 2008 Bulong Imperial grade, Jake Knapp. Yeah, that's a classic, man. I'm glad you still have some of that. So we're gonna put a little bit in the cup, and then we're gonna get a little bit on the outside of the pot. Let it start soaking into all those pores. Excuse me. Apologize. Nose is a little stuffed. I'm losing some of the nuance. Yeah, tea with Neldon. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's understandable. It'd be like asking one of us to translate an old English poem in minuscule print. I love looking at like tomes of like medieval literature and stuff like that. It's so like beautiful and ornate. I can barely read it all. It's like as a kid, I remember I was really fascinated with like the logo for like the Detroit Lions, right, or Detroit Tigers, which was just like a super fancy D, but it never made any sense because I thought it was like a B, so I never understood why. It's just like such a gorgeous like gothic lettering and stuff. Like let somebody these days try and read it. Well, kids these days can't even read or write cursive, so. Jake hanging with his dad, recovering from surgery. You know what? I need to try. Yeah, I hope your dad's doing well. Is he? You got some tea with him? Is he allowed? This was. I have not brewed in Yixing in a while. This was super mellow. I need to split the cups so that I can taste what it's like without the. Because I would have thought it just tasted a little surprising, but I can't tell now if it was from the silver or from the clay. Gothic, your favorite Gothic lettering is called Bastarda hand. I'm gonna have to look that up. I took fancy calligraphy classes when I was a teenager, and so yeah, dude, that font is awesome. Yeah, exactly. Like some of those old like alchemist tomes and stuff like that. You'd be really hard pressed to read some of it. And then the way even just the way they used like S's and different letters and stuff is entirely different than how we used it now. That's a gorgeous font. I really like that. There was this one lady that I found was putting together some really cool fonts. She would go through a lot of old alchemy manuals and things, and she would basically like reconstruct the fonts digitally, and then she would sell the font packs. And oh man, they were so gorgeous. And I was like trying to use one of her fonts on the Love Potion wrapper, which I thought would be perfect for one of those types of fonts. It just absolutely looks like it was like some old